Welcome to my channel, the underrated darkness, yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder, the best kept secret in YouTube. Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome to my channel, the underrated doctors, yours truly, the number one grinder, one of the best kept secrets on YouTube, the best of the business. Yes, I am. Believe that. I stand on it. I'm about that work. I'm about that grind. All right. Welcome to this is another special. I did special underrated boxing talk number 18 tonight. Last night we was talking about the great one. Rest in peace, marvelous Marvin Hagler. Now that bringing it back. This is the underrated boxing talk number 19. Another special. We're going to expand on today. The one and only marvelous Marvin Hagler, undisputed middleweight champion for 7 years, has not lost. He was on 11-year winning streak. Okay, he had overcome a whole lot. And we're gonna talk more about that. So we're gonna wait for some people to come on. And so let's see. But I want to thank everybody to I'm just waiting for some more people to come through. Maybe some people to come through. Hold on for 1 second. Raining woman, thanks for coming. Haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Glad that you're here. As you know, the late great middleweight great marvelous Marvin Hagler has passed away last night. Want y'all to go. No, just so I did anytime, my pleasure, Rainy Woman. I did a special on him last night, and also that was underrated boxing talk number 18. This is number 19, and but we're gonna do a special about still continue special of the Marvin Hagler. Now we got brother Basement in the building. How you feel,
What's,
brother?
what's good, brother? How you doing? How you doing?
Well, I'm all right, man. I'm still feeling the loss of the late great Marvin Hagler, as you know. You know.
Yes, sir. Hey, my bad for running a little bit late.
No, it's all right. No. You first anyway. That's all right. You came in. You came in good timing. You came in good time because I started late myself. I started like four two because I had technical difficulties. So you came in great time. You came in great time. Yeah. So talk about Marvin Hagler as you
Yes,
seen
sir.
him.
Me coming up as a kid, that's all my uncle and them talked about. That's what made me
Hmm.
get into boxing. Guys like Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, because that was boxing in the '80s
Oh, you
when I
talking
was
about the
coming up.
Four Kings?
Yeah,
See, yeah, but you know what? I want us to talk about that a little later on because that is a missing piece that people fail to talk about. The Four Kings that brought boxing back. But we're gonna stick to my head. But I want tell the people why it's so important that we got to talk about the Four Kings, and Marvin Hagler was the leader of that.
because a lot of people don't know. We don't know our boxing history, and they
Oh,
don't know the brotherhood of boxing.
mm,
Right now, you see these guys together. They boxing and they don't know that. Just like Tyson was telling Tank, y'all guys, y'all got to fight each other to make each other make some money.
mm-hmm,
And that was a brotherhood with them. The Four Kings, they fought each other and they all
mm-hmm,
made a lot of money
mm-hmm,
together.
mm-hmm.
You don't hear nothing. You don't hear about. You didn't hear about Hagler or Sugar Ray or Hearns complaining about no money after they retired.
Oh no, not at all.
And they ain't make the money that these guys making now.
Sure wasn't. No.
But guess what? Even back then, they made more money than some of these guys are making though right now. Technically,
Yeah, right.
some of these guys still ain't getting 5 million to get in the ring,
Mm-mm.
and they was getting that in the '80s.
Yeah.
And let you know they was big draws.
Yeah.
So they can't tell me that fans ain't got nothing to do with the money.
No. Neither. Neither.
They can't
But
tell me that.
but I think that people talk about Sugar Ray Leonard, and I was hearing this too throughout the year. Sugar Ray Leonard was like the head of the four, the four kings. No. You got to put more respect. Marvin Hagler was, but I still say that Marvin Hagler did not get the respect as Sugar Ray, as should have Sugar Ray Leonard. You
Right.
know, he haven't, and I think that I want to talk more about that. Going on this time because this is a misconception. Oh, yo, Sugar Ray Leonard. And I'm not talking about Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's be honest here. Back in the day, when Marvin's Marvin wanted to run it back, Sugar Ray Leonard did not want to run it back.
Ooh,
He did.
low blow.
Huh?
Low blow. So that's a low blow.
Yeah, right. He didn't want to run it back. And see, but see, when I said that, I think I said in one of my boxing talks too. People got mad. No, he did not want. I remember he did not want to run it back. And so what happened was, just as Sugar Ray Leonard, I'm not even gonna get into that, but we're gonna stick to that. I would bring that up in the near future and stuff because I'm thinking about with the brothers. We're gonna talk about the four kings, the truth about the four kings and everything like that. But I think that at first I wasn't. I was told the brothers had talked to me and as they said, would you bring it back? So I brought it back. I did talk about it last night, but I brought the brothers and we're gonna bring some brothers in here, to really talk about it because this is a shock. This is we had to deal with Leon Spinks not
Right.
too long ago, and then now we dealing with that, dealing with this, and we always thinking that Marvin Hagler took care of himself throughout the years. Throughout the years, he did financially well, and we feel that hey, come on, let's be honest, basement. We thought he's gonna be he gonna be one of the few gonna be reaching his 90s. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what we felt.
Exactly.
We felt like, yeah, he gonna have his mental form and all like that. He kept himself in shape. And we gonna tour, he gonna be around. Just for him, the not being here in 66, that's just young. Welcome to Black Star Sports TV.
What's good, good brother?
Hey, what's going on, brother? What's going on, man? I was having a
What's
time
going
getting
on?
this daggone headset working, man.
Salute. Salute.
So
Yes, indeed. Salute to the brothers,
la-
man.
yeah, salute to the brothers. Like I said, I did a live last night about Marvin Hagler and the brother, like I said, like I told brother Basement, I was not gonna do it again. I didn't. I wanted to do something else, but the brothers had talk to me. They said I should bring it back, and I'm glad I did. I was gonna do it, but I was gonna do it like next week. But the brothers want to. I feel the brothers, want to put their input on it because they wasn't on last night. So what happened was I brought it back. So let them, so your brothers could have your input on it and everything. Because I know then also you want to, we could talk about the fights, from last night if you want to. But I'm gonna leave that to y'all. All right. But Black Star, just the same thing as the question of basement. What the great one meant to you?
Oh man, Marvin Hagler, man, the marvelous one. Boy, man, Marvin Hagler, man. One of my earliest fight game memories is, me and my father and my uncles going to see him fight Tommy Hearns on closed circuit TV back in the day. And that was a big deal back then, man. Especially being on the East Coast, man. Because if you wasn't going to
Oh
Atlantic
yeah.
City 9 out of 10, you wasn't going to see
Mhm.
the big fight. So, shoot, we got to go to DC and check it out, man. We get there, man, and all the fellas in there, all the guys is in there, man. I actually saw sportscaster James Brown. He was in that bad boy. He was in there with this big ass mink on, and he had two bras. He had one on each arm, man. I remember I was like, damn, man, he got two bad bras on this shit. Something like it just stuck in my mind.
Right.
But anyway, we go in there and we were sitting in front of a row of guys. They was all from Detroit, man, and they was rooting for Tommy Hearns. And
Mhm.
we like, that fight is sort of like Earl and Bud, because you kind of like both guys, but you got your preference. So we was getting along, everything was fine, man. We was talking little stuff, man. Yeah, the fight. Everybody was excited. They knew something big was gonna happen. And then when the fight happened and everything, and I mean, hell, it was a great war, man. And then right there, you saw the separation, man. Because like my father and my uncle was big Hagler fans, so
Mhm.
you know we was rooting on that side. So when it went that way, we won, man. All of a sudden, you see them guys sit down looking all sad, and we were talking mad shit all the way out the joint. So, but just the experience of being out with your father, your uncles, and everything, and you was out, especially me at the time. I was young guy, man. And one of your earlier moments of being indoctrinated into manhood, because you can kind of see from boy to man, you kind of hanging with the men now. You know what I'm saying? Rather than the normal cats that you run around on the street, the young cats. So that was something that I always stuck with, man. But he, man, the way he fought, how he approached it, and it's exactly the way I do, because I was a football guy. So the way he approached that sport is similar to the way I do. And I have an affinity for athletes who approach their sport and their craft in like manner, man. I mean, he was very militant about it and very, like he looked at it as literal war. He put war on his baseball cap and he used to jog. And I remember seeing him train. You could see in his eyes, his attitude, the way he talked about it. Destruction and destroy, because I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? He was saying that. I mean, it's a mantra that he's repeating to himself during training. So all the weeks and months of training, this is what he's doing to himself. So when he gets in that fight, he is mentally prepared as well as physically, And when he goes out there, he's giving you everything. Just like in that fight, man. It was looking like he was going to lose when he got cut, man. They was worried about stopping the fight, But he looked up, he turned it up and said, well, look, I got to go get him. And he did just that. Went right out there and got him, man. Knocked down probably the baddest man with the baddest right hand in boxing and took him out, man. And hey, never forget that, man. And if you're somebody out there and you don't know and you can't really measure how big of a feat that was, go back and look at Roberto Duran versus Tommy Hearns and tell me, was that a great feat or not? Because, man, he's the only guy to ever hit Roberto Duran and knock him smooth the hell out in 2 rounds.
Smooth.
I mean, one of the most devastating knockouts you ever seen, man. And that just shows you how lethal this guy was, So for him to do that against a guy like that, man, shows so much. And it really put his greatness on display, man. And that's something that you rarely see in boxing now.
Yeah, and also go more on your point that they were talking about Marvin Hagler. He was talking about, say, y'all talking about Duran you want to. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better think about Hearns. And I believe after when Marvin Hagler, had beat Hearns, if you think about it, we talking about the 4 Kings that me and Brother Basement was talking about. If you think about that, after that, Hearns went to fought Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I mean? And 2 years later, I still think to this day that he beat Sugar Ray Leonard. But the Leonard had boxing and it was very, very conspirative. But I still say that he beat him. I don't know how you can knock a brother, how you knock a person, how you knock a boxer down twice, and it becomes a draw. But I think, but also. Hearns went on to be much greater than that, even in the 90s and stuff. But I'm gonna talk about Hearns, and in the near future with the brothers right here with the 4 Kings and stuff like that. But we're gonna stick to the Marvelous One and stuff like that. Again, welcome to my channel, the Underrated Doctors. Yours truly, yours truly, the #1 grinder. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube, the best of the business. We got Brother Basement in the piece, and also we got Brother Black Star in the piece, and another brother should be coming any minute now. And before we continue, we got All Reliable. Thanks for coming, Bruce Goals. We here.
Man.
We got
Brother what up, fam? What's up?
Yo, Brother Godbody, and then we got the beautiful reigning woman. Thank you so much to come through. And so I really appreciate that. And
salute.
Oh yeah.
Salute. So
yes, indeed. Also, thanks to everybody supporting my good brother, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I want you to support the brother Basement Boxing Talk. And also Black Star should be back within a week. I want you to go support the brother too. And
I need some subs. I need some subs. No.
He needs some, man. Come on, don't lend him no damn subs. Give him some goddamn subs, all right? Because if y'all keep on lending, that means you're flaking, man. I'm gonna call you out, right now. And also, I want you to give subs to Basement Boxing Talk and everything. So this is the celebration. Oh yeah, I forgot your brothers. I forgot to tell your brothers too. I did dedicate last night live to Harry Wiley, one of the greatest
yes.
trainers ever.
Trainer of all time. Yes, indeed.
Of all
he is
time,
now my favorite. He is now surpassed Eddie Futch and Georgie Benton in my list. He's #1. That is awesome, man. And stay tuned for that story because we're gonna be showing that here in future episodes coming up with my good brother Underrated One, Basic Boxing Talk, right?
Yes, sir.
Check it out, man. And let's get this man in the Hall of Fame, everybody. We got to get this man in the Hall of Fame.
We have to get him in the Hall of Fame. And I'm saying his
the
son
trainer of Sugar Ray Leonard Robinson.
Right, exactly. Tell him again.
This man trained the greatest boxer that ever lived, Sugar Ray Robinson, and was with him the majority of his career.
And also he had some tie-ins with the late great Henry Armstrong too.
Yeah, he even worked in the corner of Jack Dempsey. I mean, look at all the great fighters that's been around him, man. This man had he was the first black boxing coach that went, and he had a champion in every weight division of that same Olympics. He had his champion won the gold medal in every weight division that there was at one time. And this man is not in the Boxing Hall of Fame. Come on, people, we got to get that. We got to push this.
And also before we continue, go back to the late great Marvin Hagler. Also, he promoted fights through his training. Throughout his career in training, so we probably talking about he probably be one of the greatest promoters of all time. But we just giving you a little. We just giving you a little to wet your lips a little bit.
Yeah.
And also yeah. So we just gonna wet your beak a little bit. So that's happening very soon. Us as brothers, we're gonna bring that very soon, and I'm gonna promote this. I'm gonna promote this, so y'all better have a lot of people coming now, cause y'all better Rob Star TV. What's good, homie? This is shout out from London. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. He was also on the panel last night. Was man, listen. Man, we had a treat last night, but we got the brothers wanted to come on last night, but they was in today. They was checking out some fighters and stuff, and so they back on today, so ain't no problem with that. So any of your brothers want to add on? Go.
Let me send a special shout out to the good brother Jamonte Clark last night, man.
Yeah.
This brother actually, we interviewed him on my brother Basement Boxing Talks channel, man. And he hails from the same hometown as my brother Basement. And this brother, if you notice when you go back and look at that fight, look at his shorts, man. He had my brother's patch on his shorts, man. Mm-hmm. And he did that, and he did it for free, man. So big ups to him, man. It's just a little bump in the road. Keep your head up, champ. It's an easy fix to that thing, man. He's not done. He's just getting started. So don't throw that man in the trash. Jamonte Clark is still up and rising and still going to be a factor, man. He's going to be champ in the near future. So I just want to put that out to him, man. Keep your head up, champ.
Yeah. Keep your head up, Jamonte Clark. Keep your head up and everything. If there's anything you want to take away, if you hear me, Jamonte Clark, anything that you take away of the late great Marvin Hagler, he said, I got to use these to fix it. So you're gonna be all right, bro. You're gonna benefit, and one day when you be a champion, I hope you fight the same guy. And I'm telling you, when that same guy same boxer gonna fight you, we gonna feel sorry for you because that L is coming. But we gonna keep it going. So shout out to Jamonte Clark. You gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Black Star. Shout out to Jamonte. Rap Star TV, he said, shout out to you, Black Star.
Yes, indeed. Salute, good brother. Salute to you, man. Been a minute.
Yeah, for man. Sure. So, for sure.
What's good, Rap Star? What's good? Salute, brother.
Yeah. Rap Star, if you want to get on the panel, you got to see me. I'm still waiting for you to send me your email. You didn't email me back. If you want to get on, you can get on. I'm not going to put it out there because I put the link in the chat last night, and there was a lot of craziness talking about. I want y'all the brothers to hear it on the panel talking about, you just want to talk about black fighters. Hey, could we have anything for ourselves? I'm talking about he's a people's champion. If I say he's a people's champion,
Yeah, man. You know what, man? Can't nobody dictate what another man do with his platform. So they just gotta have to fall back or get gone.
Yeah.
That's the best I
I
can tell them. So
man, I
don't
had
even worry about that, good brother.
no, I didn't worry
Yes,
about
indeed.
it. And then there was a brother, there was a guy. He came on. He said, "I want to talk about." I said, "Wait, who are you?" I never. I remember that he came on a few months ago, cursed me out. He said, "That's why you want somebody get your funky ass out of here." Then I run my channel when I
There
want to. It has to be ordered.
there you
You just
go.
cannot just jump
There
on
you
because
go.
you really want to. I want to talk about
Yeah,
Marvin
and
Hagler. Nah, I don't. Go ahead.
man. Also, I want to say one thing, man. I lost all my contacts. I lost my channel. All my videos been taken down. I've been hacked, y'all. So that's why I'm starting out with Black Star Sports TV too. Please support me, man. Give me some scrubs. You know, I only got like 18, 19 now, but we building it back up from ground zero. Support your boy, man. I'm gonna keep grinding with my brothers, and we're gonna keep getting that great boxing content.
Yeah, okay. Oh, snap. Beautiful Lala D. She was day one, too. We know each other for a minute. Thanks, Lala D. She knows boxing, too, y'all. Thanks for coming, Lala D. I appreciate that. I haven't seen you in a while. You be dropping, you be coming to see a brother like every 6 or 7 months. But you got to come often. I'm not playing with you, Lala D. Thanks for coming. I
Man,
appreciate that.
hey, I'm underrated. I gotta get handsome like you, bro. I don't get no females on my channel.
Oh, all right. Oh, we got the one and only Clarence McLean,
Yes, sir.
The no duck zone in the building.
the no duck
Yes,
zone.
sir. Salute my brothers. Salute my brothers. What's going on?
Man, yo, if you quacking, motherfucker, he gonna call your ass up. And then there's a lot of quackity quacks around this piece.
Yes,
But
sir. Yes, sir.
salute to you, brother. I want to ask you the same question I asked Basement and Black Star. What the late great Marvin Hagler mean to you personally, please?
Oh, well, that's even though I'm not from that era and I was born in that era, the only thing I can really remember about Marvin, he wasn't a ducker and he was willing to fight anybody and everybody. He was willing to take all challenges. And when you fought him, I mean, you basically got your money's worth just watching him, man. He was a great icon. He was a legend. This is just a big loss for the sport, man. And I don't even think just for the sport, for the world period, man. And I'm still trying to get it in my mind that he's no longer with us, man. But he meant a lot, man. And he's actually one of my favorites, hands down, one of the best pound for pound.
Hmm. You
No
know
doubt,
what?
man. He could do anything, man. He could out brawl you. He could out finesse you.
Yeah, and
Whatever you
and
need,
uh,
he could do it.
and, and also, I want to yeah, you go more on your point too. A lot of people didn't understand it. Some of his knockouts, he knocked you out of the orthodox stance too. He's very intelligent. He had a high IQ that nobody don't want to talk about. But we're gonna talk about it today on this channel. Very
Yes,
high IQ, very high IQ. You know,
Right.
So but
Big
for
facts,
me,
man.
yeah, but for me, when I first heard about it last night, I know the buzz. I didn't hear that. That shook me up, man. 'Cause that shook me up. And anything that deals with manhood, that's him right there. That you stand up for
Yeah.
what's right and everything, and that's him. And the one thing that people fail to understand is too, he's not a person that's stuck up on. Only time he's stuck up, yeah, he's stuck up on people when the people trying to play his intelligence. But he always talked to people. He always signed autographs. He always encouraged people. You know, I remember it was one time he was in New York. I remember it was like I forgot what part it was. I remember I was around. I seen it. I seen it in my own eyes. And he was showing these little boys how to throw a punch, how to play defense, how to play it off and stuff like that of certain punches and create and stuff. And
That's right.
and right. And so it was like people was like looking like you the champion. Why you don't need to do this. He said, I need to do that. And you used to see these kids was crying. That you talk to me? Yeah, I talk to you. Why not? You the champion. They say your champion don't supposed to talk to. No, I talk to you. You heal like you heal me. War, and I remember he had his hat. War, remember that. Positively war. And when I see that, I was like, wow. Cause he didn't have to do that, y'all. Was back. This was like his prime in his career. I said, wow. So a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but I do want to bring this up too. And there's a lot of sports reporters out there did not like Marvin Hagler because the way he conduct himself too.
Oh yeah.
And they try to screw him all up. Oh, go ahead, Basie. You want to talk more on that? You go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm sitting over here and I'm thinking as you talking. I'm over thinking out loud because I was just thinking too that man, Marvin Hagler holds the highest knockout percentage of all undisputed middleweight champions too.
Mm.
Man,
Because you remember, if you remember, he went from 80 to 87 as the undisputed middleweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
He defended his title 12 times within them 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And his knockout
that
percentage
was top flight competition.
Right, and that was top flight competition. And his knockout percentage was at 78%.
Mm.
Man, he had some wars with Mustafa Hamsho. Shoot, man. Eddie Mustafa, Muhammad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, even go back to when he first won the title, man. And he pretty much experienced the full gamut of boxing and what the experience of fighting from all levels, because when he first won it, he couldn't even celebrate it. People was throwing bottles and stuff in the ring when he was over in the UK. But now today, when you talk to people from the UK, they love him. But at that beginning, man, I mean, they hated it.
Yeah.
He couldn't even celebrate the most glorious moment of his career when he first became world champion. He had that moment almost taken away from him, and that's affected him the rest of his career.
Yeah.
12 title defenses. That's amazing though, bro.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
And
12 title.
12.
He didn't fight no chumps. 12 title defenses.
No.
And he ain't fighting no chumps.
Yeah. He fought all four of three of the other baddest men at the time. He fought all of them. Mm-hmm. and I mean that's crazy, man. I mean, just think about that. Hagler, Duran. I mean, Duran and Leonard. Man. That's all he needed for a career.
Not to cut you off, but listen to this though. This is really ridiculous when you listen to these numbers. The man has 67 total fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Listen to this. Listen to this numbers I'm about to tell y'all is astronomical. He got 67 fights with 62 wins. But out of 62 wins, he got 3 losses and 2 draws, right?
Mm-hmm.
But out of 62 wins, 52 of them was by KO.
Mm.
That's what's crazy. That's why I say that his knockout percentage was 78%. That's crazy. 62 wins and 52 of them by knockout.
That's
Tank. That's Tank's right now. Tank is 24 and 24 wins with 23 knockout. He got to basically do his career 2 more times.
Hey, Marvin got more knockouts than I had women.
Right. and let me before we continue, I want your brothers to talk about. Do you know from 76 to 87 he have not lost a fight?
Hey, y'all ain't seen the chat, but Lala D said show does Clarence McClain.
Listen, he got more knockouts than I've been alive. You know what I'm saying?
True, man. I'm barely of age. Beat him in knockouts. I'll be 55 in June. That's sad.
Man.
Hey, that's wild though, B.
That's
That's
crazy.
wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me get this in before we continue. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Doctors, your truth. The number one grinder. One of the best kid secrets on YouTube. Believe that the best of the business. Also, that's me and everything. We got the brothers up here. Brother Basement Boxing Talk. We got Brother Black Star. And also, we got Brother Clarence McLean in the piece. And also, if you want to support, please support my Cash App is cap $ capital JT 53000. Also have PayPal account is also paypal.me/ also all in caps JT Black 53. JT Black 53. Let me read this on the screen, and we're going to continue this because I was supposed to have been read it, but this conversation is getting good and everything. Maybe let me read this first, and then before we continue, okay? Before we continue, then I'm gonna take it. All right, all right. Come and join real conversations with the underrated one. Us as the righteous ones, individually, let's make a change within ourselves. And genuine, being there for each other. We all we got. Remember that. We all we got. We all we got. All right.
Facts.
So
Big facts.
Hey, dig this, bro. I just read this. I didn't even know this. I had to start looking up some shit. Throughout Marvin Hagler's career, he was only dropped one time, and they say that still can be disputed.
mm,
They said Hagler had one of the most durable chins in boxing history.
mm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, he had a good war with
You gotta think he fought all the
Roberto Duran.
motherfuckers. Yeah.
Mustafa Hamsho, Beast John the Beast Mugabe. I mean, these are some heavy hitters, some durable, really rough guys, and he was able to go through unclean. I mean, that's damn. You just think about that. That's amazing. I mean, hit with some real good, solid shots and take them flush, and not even waver. Yeah.
He was named Boxer of the Decade in the '80s, so they gave him that from the whole '80s.
Exactly. Yeah, Bruce Gold said that in his first title shot, he was robbed with a draw against Antifermo. Yeah, you're exactly right. Bruce Gold's in the building. Salute, Bruce.
Bruce Goes, what's good? Thanks for coming. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, Bruce know all that shit from back then.
Yeah, man. Bruce can hop on the panel, man. Big brother Bruce.
These was his times.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, man. That was back when he loved watching it, man. And
There you go. Bruce just put it up, talking about the knockdown about Hagler was a slip. Yeah, I told you they still say it was disputable.
Yeah. And this is the thing that Marvin Hagler had to deal with. There was quite a few injustices throughout his career, and that's what he said. I'm gonna use these to win because the judges was not really on the side. I don't know what they had, but people say, "Oh, you picking on the judges," but nah. But this is the thing about when we get back to Alamenta, when he fought him for the undisputed middleweight champ, because you got to think about it. When Hagler fought, I forgot the name of the fighter a year before, he got jerked. Y'all, he got jerked. He got jerked. So instead of 1980, instead of been 7 years, it should have been 8 years. He would have been undisputed. But they jerked him. But he come back glad that next year and practically destroy Alamenta. Now Alamenta back then he had an okay record. He was one of the top middleweights at that time for like I said about got 4 or 5 years with the in the 80th decade. You know, so so he beat a champion,
Yes, he did.
a legit champion. So and that's when the brothers was talking about on the panel, he just went on. He just went on to carve his own greatness and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. So any brothers that want to add on and stuff,
It was just
Bruce
surprising
said
that
send him the
this.
link. Bruce said send him the link.
let's see. Let's see. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Clarence.
No, what I was gonna say is, it's such a tragedy because I believe that we're still trying to get over Leon Spinks. We're still trying to get over that, and we haven't got over that. And then, just when we're trying to get over it, we get hit with this. Now, this was a shocker because we knew what Leon Spinks' situation was, but I never knew what was going on with Marvin. And so it's just a tragedy, man. I'm still trying to get it registered, and it's just not there yet.
Yeah, man. That's the saddest thing about it is, as it's coming out, is about the brother passing after having a COVID vaccination shot. And it's the second star athlete in the last few months that passed away from the same thing. Seemed like they got the vaccination and then having some type of reaction to it led to their demise. I mean, if you're out there and you're on the fence and you're not really sure about taking it, I would advise you not to because I'm sure not taking it. But I didn't need this to happen to know that because hey, I don't trust these people. You shouldn't either, and honestly, you don't need it. So.
Yeah.
Hey, that's crazy. But I know a guy who just passed away uh last week, and he went and got the COVID shot, and 2 days later he passed away.
What?
Yeah.
You know what? They have fooled the world into thinking if you take this, it's gonna make you okay, and it's not
It's
because
still like
everybody body is different. We
exactly.
all of us on here can take it today, and who knows, maybe it could affect you tomorrow. Black Star, it could maybe affect him the same day. It could affect Underrated maybe a couple of months from now. Hell, it could hit me. Who knows next week? We don't know, man. But this is why I say people don't need to look at the news when they talk about this. I change the channel every chance they bring it up because it's like I'm not trying to hear none of that. You know what I mean? I go to the doctor and get myself checked out all the time, but you better believe I have an appointment coming up. Ain't no doctor putting no needle in my ass. Believe me. He might shoot himself, but he damn sure ain't gonna shoot me. I'm not gonna do it. I'll take a shot of Henny before I take a shot from a doctor.
No doubt. I tell you, people
Yeah.
that also consider the fact that it takes years to develop a vaccine that's on par, and they did this in like
Exactly.
microwave time. So I
Exactly.
mean, ain't no way you can trust it. And then you have three options at that. So which one is the best and which one is what I'm saying? So you got so many variables to consider. It's just too much to make. But if you only
Yeah.
watch the news and listen to what they got to say, they simplify it for you. Oh, get it, get it, get it. So everybody is pretty programmed to it. And you know, but be wise. You don't need it. You're doing fine so far. You'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. Bruce goes. Check your email. Check your email. Check your email. I'm not gonna put the email. I mean, I'm not gonna put the link in the chat because every time I put in there, there's always some dumbness be happening. I don't want to go through that today. So check.
Man, Hey, you don't want to have on your channel what happened on mine, bro. I tell you.
Oh yeah. All right. Yo,
Yeah,
shout out
yeah.
to
You was on
big up
there at
Bruce
that time when
Goes.
it happened, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You have to sell
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
It was a good one. It was a good one too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was
It
all right,
was.
man.
It
Yeah,
was.
good
All right.
brother Bruce goes in the building.
Hey, my brothers, what's up? Can you hear me?
What's going on,
Yeah,
Bruce?
yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey, man. Losing Marvin Hagler, that was that, that broke me, man. That got me. Even last night, I couldn't even really pay attention to the fights. And on top of that, like my oldest friend, he passed away yesterday too. So but
Oh, sorry to hear about that.
yeah, yeah, dude, man.
Our
Oh
condolences to the
man, sorry for
family.
hear that, brother. For
Throughout the
sure, man.
family. Our
Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate
condolences.
man,
that,
for
man. I
sure.
appreciate that. But I'm here to celebrate the life of the great Marvin Hagler, man. He was the best, and I was lucky enough to catch him in action. I saw him sparring, training in the morning. He used to have a thing uh, at a hotel in a place called Provincetown. I'm sure Layla D knows what I'm talking about. And he had a deal there with the hotel where he'd set up a sparring session. Actually, he had his training camp there, and you could go there, and they had a package deal because it was in the off season, and the hotel was in a community that relied on summer traffic for money. So they tried to get people out there, and Marvin Hagler had a training camp at the Provincetown Inn, and he'd do sparring sessions open to the public in the afternoon, and he brought in people like James Hard Rock Green. Um, he brought in Buster Drayton. He brought in people from back in the day who were top fighters and who became world champions. It was fantastic, and he was just as vicious in sparring as he was in the ring. Man, when he came to sparring, with no friends, blood in the ring. I saw sparring partners with bloody noses, and he was brutal. And he was such a fantastic guy. He was in a 4th of July parade in the town that I live in. I met him there. At the end, they had a little get together, and I saw him fight Tony Simpson at the Worcester Centrum, and right after that, he fought Sambu Kalambe at the Providence Civic Center. It was almost within 6 months, uh, back in the early '80s, but. Hagler was just a legend around here and throughout the world, but he was avoided for a long time for a title shot. None of the champs wanted to fight him, and he ended up getting a fight with Vito Antuofermo, and it was a very disputed draw. Everybody, even the announcers at ringside, thought Hagler got robbed, and he won. And he said, "From now on, these fists are going to be my judges. It's not going to go to the cards anymore." And he ended up. Vito Antuofermo lost his title to Alan Minter, and Hagler. What's that?
No, I was agreeing with you. Yes.
Yeah. So Marvin Hagler went to Britain, and he fought Alan Minter for the title. He destroyed Alan Minter in 3 rounds, and instead of getting cheers for what he did, he got pelted with debris and bottles. Never even got the belt presented to him in the ring, and he resented it to this day. And he was a vicious fighter. Like you said, he knocked out everybody he faced. I think Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard were the only 2 guys that went the distance with him after he won the title.
Yeah, and going more on your point, we did talk about this on Bruce Goes, and I think that when you see it on TV, I was like going on 14. I forgot what month it was in 1980, so I was going on 14 or I was already at 14. But when I see that, it left a lasting effect in me how vicious people was. And Alan Minter was not a pushover, y'all.
No. He
was
was
not.
a good boxer.
He was a good boxer, and he held the title for a minute. So, but to not give the Marvelous One his due, I'm talking they were throwing bottles, beer bottles. Okay, anything that you think about over his head and everything. Like brother Bruce Ghost was saying, even other brothers even men were saying on this panel, he didn't get a chance And so he was very resentful of that. But let us go back here. I would say let's go back even years before he started. He was getting jerk after jerk, but he kept on. And he kept on like Bruce Grover said we gonna win by these. And he had to go through that route because with the judges, I ain't gonna get into that, but that 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 was something like I just like wow.
Well, see, Hagler only had two losses on his career early on his career. He lost to Willie the Worm Monroe by disputed decision, and he avenged that by knockout. And who else did he lose to? Another Philadelphia fighter. I'll remember it in a second. But anyway, he avenged that fight by knockout. So, until he had that showdown with Sugar Ray Leonard, everybody he fought, he avenged. He had a draw with Sugar Ray Seals a long
Hmm.
time ago. He had a draw with him, and he knocked him out twice. And Hagler was such a nice guy that he defended his title against Sugar Ray Seals at the Boston Garden when Sugar Ray Seals was blind and he needed
Yeah,
money. And Hagler gave him the fight so he could get the purse. And that's the kind of guy that he was, and that's not mentioned much in the media. But
right.
he had a heart of gold. Besides
Yeah,
that,
and also Sugar Ray Seals, if I'm not mistaken, he was a '72 Olympian.
the
If
only
I
gold medalist on the '72 team.
am I right?
You're right, brother.
Yeah, right, exactly. He was the only gold medalist and stuff like that. And this is the thing that I want to touch on, each of your brothers. The things that Marvin Hagler had done for people that I'm glad that you brought Bruce Ghost because we had talked about before you came here, and I want to get into that because that a lot of we got to understand this, and I got to re-emphasize this. There's a lot of sports reporters back then also was against Marvelous Marvin Hagler too. They had it out for him. But I want y'all to talk. I want us to really talk about the things that he did for boxing. Was he helped people. He didn't want no credit or nothing. But Sugar Ray Seals, they don't want to bring this up. We bring it up right now. But even sports reporters back then, they didn't want to bring that up. Anybody could jump on that, please.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Seals he was basically the Hagler's first big name that he fought nationally, and he it was fought to a draw because Hagler went to Seattle and fought Sugar Ray Seals in his backyard, and once again everybody thought Hagler was robbed, so they fought again. Hagler knocked him out, left no doubt, and then like I said, that third match, Hagler was they were friends, man.
Mm.
Hagler fought him because he loved him, and he knew his friend was going blind, and he
Oh
he
wow.
needed he needed the money. And Sugar Ray Leonard, he went totally blind very shortly after that, and to this day he thanks. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I don't. I think he passed away. I'm not really sure, but that's one of those things that's only somebody with a heart like Marvin Hagler would do, man.
Bro, well, brother official, thanks for coming, brother official. Thanks for showing up. Um, also, before we continue, PG Hog, what's good? Thanks for coming. Watchstar, if you want to get on, send me your email. Let me know you send me an email if you want to get on and stuff like that. So we got Clarence McLean, we got Brother Basement Boxing Talk, Black Star, we got Bruce Ghost, and yours truly, the number one grinder. And also I did a special live last night. That was the Underrated Boxing Talk number 18. This is the Underrated Boxing Talk. Damn, number 19. All right, so we're gonna keep this. You want to keep this going and stuff. Anybody that wants to support, please. Right here is the cash app is $ capital JT 53000. Also a PayPal. Also I have PayPal account. It's paypal.me/. Also in cash capital JT Black 53000.
Man, I tell you what,
Yeah.
bro. Another thing, just like brother Bruce Goes just saying, man. I want to shine the light on this point. how he said that good brother Marvelous Marvin Hagler, gave this guy the opportunity to make this money when he needed it. And so much you see today in boxing, you see fighters denying fighters opportunities to fight, like Canelo. He being chased for 5 years, but nobody, he'll never give these guys the opportunity to that. Which goes further into more. If you've been watching us and how we be talking about the sport of boxing, we always make the point of how these guys can't sit around and let these guys do that to them, because that's, it's really a greater sin, because that was the greatest code in boxing, was you looked out for each other. The whole deal with Black Murderers Row was created because, these guys had to survive, and they all realized that. So they worked together to make sure that everybody fed their family. And when someone abducts you, that's more than just topical where, we thinking, well, we look at legacy. Well, he don't want to fight him for the legacy or whatever the reason. They start all this whole duck and talk about what have they done and all this other stuff. It's very detrimental, because all these guys are in this sport to earn a living for their families, not only for today and just to feed them, but to secure them for the future as well. And when you deny these things to people, man, it's a much greater crime. And these fighters need not sit back and let these guys do that. When somebody's doing that to you, you need to put your foot on the gasoline and put the pressure on their ass as best as possible. It makes no sense that David Benavidez has to fight 2 qualifiers in order to earn the right to fight Canelo, when Canelo won a title. Well, he got a title that he didn't win in the ring, and he never lost his title. So why is he fighting 2 titles and then fighting the guy that he just won it back from again, just to get the opportunity to fight this guy, when Canelo didn't fight anybody for the WBC? They just gave it to him because he beat Callum Smith. Come on, man. It's crazy. These things in the sport of boxing are terrible, man. And fighters like this, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, was the total opposite, man. He was a guy that out there, and boxing did him dirty. He weathered the storm. He still achieved greatness. And, at the end of the day, like you say, you've had a couple of incidents, and the last straw for him was the Sugar Ray Leonard decision. And he walked away. Just think about the mental strength he had to do that. It's hard for a competitive fighter to walk away from the sport, and he did that wholeheartedly. He made up his mind. That's
he
the
wanted
mental strength.
he wanted a rematch with Leonard, but Leonard wouldn't budge on that.
Right, he didn't want to run it back.
No, because there was so many conditions for that fight. A bigger ring, the gloves from 8 ounce to 10 ounce. It was all done in Leonard's favor. 15 rounds to 12 rounds. It was made. Leonard was definitely treated like the gay side there. He set the rules down, and Hagler was. He had the intent on walking right through Leonard. Leonard created a little bit of the old Sugar Ray there, and it was a great fight. But Hagler, damn, a loss we're never going to forget. And we're talking about the boxers of today. If they could take a lesson from Hagler, how we mourn what he did in his career. It was reverent, man. And 66 years old. The guy passed away. We don't even know how. But my point is, these guys today, if they want to leave a legacy, man, that they should look at Hagler's career and follow him, and not duck anybody. And you clean out a division. You have a top contender. You fight him. Somebody makes a mouth off on you. You get them in the ring with you, man. Today, there's such prima donnas.
Right.
How are they going to be remembered? When they pass away, like Marvin Hagler is today.
Yeah. And
through all the trials and tribulations, he still. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was saying that also, Clarence. I want you to get into it too. And also, if you notice, I know I peeped this. Say him and Sugar Ray Leonard was never tight after that. But I know that him and Hearns, they talked, and then I remember because I seen it, and he said, "Yeah, you beat Hearns." He said, "Sir, the way what he's saying that Hearns fought me." Despite I beat them, and I noticed that throughout the years, and I got to go back to Hearns, when Hearns was winning like titles, you know what I'm saying? You notice that he always gave props to Hearns because Hearns stood up to them. Sugar Ray Leonard, in his eyes, Sugar Ray Leonard didn't, and so But we're gonna talk about Hearns. I want to talk about Hearns in the near future, and I want to bring the brothers back and everything. We're gonna talk about it. But I think that is the thing that people don't want to talk about. Yeah, he took pictures with Sugar Ray Leonard and all like that, but he respect Hearns because he fought him.
Well, they even
Despite
asked
Hearns,
Hearns years later, why'd you go slug it out with Hagler? And he said, I did because I had to. I
right.
mean, what else can you say besides that?
Yeah, yeah. He let it play out naturally, and that's why Hagler always respected him. Because, like you just said, with Sugar Ray Leonard, he had all of these, the ring, all these advantages was given to him. So it was like a setup. So, you can't respect a guy like that, but you can respect a guy that goes out there and give you a good, hard, honest effort, and let the chips fall where they may. Let the best man be, prove who he is. And Hearns did that, man. And the fight could have went the other way, It was close enough to where he could, he cut him and everything. That cut could have became a factor if he hit him again, So you never know.
Yeah.
So, but he always respected him for that because he gave him a fair shot at victory. So he was like, well, hey, man, this guy's all right, And
I'll tell you a little something about that fight too, man. The ring doctor was Donald Romeo. He's the same guy. He's been the ring doctor since Ali fought Floyd Patterson. Well, anyway, when Hagler was led to the ring doctor, Donald Romeo took one look at it. He didn't ask Hagler how you doing. He just said, "Let him fight." The man was a fight fan first, and he wasn't going to stop that fight. He just said, "Let him fight, man."
All right,
man.
All right, brother Clarence, you want to get into it? Get into it, please.
I'll tell you what, Marvin damn sure would have whooped Canelo ass back in the days.
Oh, come on. You don't talk about C, man. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. Somebody,
C.
listen, hold on. I remember last year somebody posted a picture in my group, and they put Canelo's picture, and they put Marvin's picture, and I said, "You got to be kidding me! How dare you even put? How dare you even mention C name in the same category as Marvin?
You be kidding me, man! I wouldn't even put a kid.
That'd be a sad fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put a kid in front of C. I wouldn't put. Man, listen. Yeah, I know what you're saying because I seen it myself.
He ain't got nothing. Nothing over Marvin Hagler. He had nothing over him. I don't think he'd last 3 rounds.
I don't think he will last a round. I'm gonna tell you like this. I believe C would look at Marvin Hagler. He said, "I'm not getting in the ring. Hell with that. I'm not even gonna take that walk. Hell with you. I don't want to be in the cemetery."
One thing Marvin didn't let you do, man. He put that pressure on you too. So you'd be lucky if you even had time to scratch your ass.
Well, the thing about Hagler too, man, he wouldn't let the division get messed up like it is today, where there's a champion with a belt everywhere you turn around, and Canelo's got if he doesn't fight at least 3 of the 5 people that we're talking about, then to me he's not going to be even thought about as the face of boxing, as if he ever will. But Marvin Hagler, he didn't even let that happen, man. He went through that division like a hot knife through butter. No. There were no more contenders left. Sir. Then he went to Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. Dude, he wiped out everybody. Mustafa Hamsho and Caveman Lee. I mean, if I start thinking, I can go on and on. But Mugabe, tremendous fights, and every one of those fights, he left a chunk of his soul in there. But Marvin Hagler, man, he had the heart and the will, and he broke people down like that. Kind of like Joe Frazier used to do. You could hit him with everything, and he got hit with everything, and you can back him up, but he's just going to keep coming. And he could fight on the outside, he could fight on the inside, he could counter punch you, man. He could go toe to toe with you. The guy had everything. He had something that today's fighters don't even have one of, man. We're gonna miss him. What do you say, Basement? You're a big Hagler fan, man. What'd you think of the brother?
Oh, his mic is on mute. Unmute your mic, Basement.
Oh, let's see. No, no, maybe something wrong with his mic. Okay, go.
Well, mute it. All right, yeah, okay.
Oh, that's my dog. No. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, man. He was just, I mean, complete fighter, man. That's the thing. And like I say, the mental attributes that he possessed, man. The way that he could just formulate a will and he could impose that will. And you know, he had so many means to be able to do that, and he was able to utilize them in different fights. And he'd win this fight for this reason, and that fight for another reason. And he'd be able to figure it out during the fight how, you know, to overcome. You know, just like the Duran, man. I mean, think about that. That's Roberto motherfucking Duran, man. He was in the ring with. This is no lightweight. This is one of the all-time greatest fighters ever. You know, that was an awesome fight, man.
It was, yeah.
Awesome fight. I never forget that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Please share this out, y'all. Share this out. Share it out. Put a like. Share this out. Because you hear nothing but history from each of these brothers, including me. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. Share this out.
I tell you what, please. A lot of these fighters today, I don't know if they know or not, they could have learned a lot from Marvin. I mean, other fighters too in his time, but they could have learned a lot from Marvin. What they're doing today, how they ducking and all this other extra stuff they're doing, man. Marvin wouldn't have did none of that. If Marvin probably would have came to your house 3 o'clock in the morning if you wanted to fight him.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
He ducked nobody, man.
And I have to say, man, yeah, and to me, man, I'll say this, and it's a long shot, but it's possible to me. I feel. I get that type of feel when I see Errol Spence fight. Now, I'm not saying he has all the skills that Hagler had, but as we compare this generation, you know, fighters, the crop, he would be the closest thing to what I would call a Hagler in this day.
Wow. Yeah. Agree.
I mean that is an awesome compliment to give to somebody, you know, and I realize that, but as we stand today, I have to be able to say that, man. But you know, and all of this foolishness that's going on in the sport, man, and you got it to the point where you got sanctioning bodies who are corrupting the sport, and they doing it with David Benavidez. Because David Benavidez shouldn't have to fight these 2 damn fights that he's fighting now. He fought, you know, Ellis last night, and Ellis, you know, he did better than everybody thought. So kudos to that brother. He represented himself well. He really did. He should be a factor in the division. But now they want him to turn around and fight old boy from Detroit. Oh man. Anthony Durrell again. Why? Why is he fighting him again? He just fought him to win it not long ago. This guy gets the title that you just decided to give him. If anything, y'all should have said, okay, Canelo, you want the WBC belt, that's fine. You fight Callum Smith, win, then you fight David Benavidez next. That would have been the natural progression. But and I also want to make the point that this year, they make it so easy for him to go through and sweep up Undisputed real quick. As he's on his way out, because he's about to retire, everybody. If you don't think so, you don't believe me, stay tuned. I've been calling this from day one. He is on his way out of here. He's going to fight 2 more fights. He can get Undisputed, and then he's out of there. He's not going to 175. He's not going to 160. Those are all the guys he's ducking and have been ducking for quite a while. There's no reason for that. He already got his promoter's license. Everything is all planned. He's got his escape route made. He's out of here. So with that being said, you got a guy like David Benavidez who, you know, he's making a mistake right now of really adhering to Jamal Charlo because he needs to stay on the neck of Canelo. This is a guy that waited till you messed up and dropped your belt on the scale, and he swooped right in immediately. He called him immediately the same day that he found out that you lost it, and said he let him know that he wanted that belt. So, I mean, that's some punk stuff. The man had the title. If you wanted that title, you should have fought him for the title. Nobody holding him accountable for this. Nobody doing it. But we gonna hold him accountable here because that's what we do. Now, you know, that's what I'm saying, how the sanctioning bodies are contributing to the stuff in the sport rather than supporting guys like Errol Spence, who has won it Undisputed for some time now. Now he has a guy who just was awarded the Super Championship who says he wants 50-50. And people are saying, oh, he should do that. He should ask for 50-50. Come on, man. Is anybody asking Canelo for 50-50? You see what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
and like we say with Marvin Hagler, it's not about all that. The tough fights get made because he say so. You see? But today, the sanctioning bodies and such, and these fan bases allow these things to take place. That's why they're happening. If the fan bases stood up and said, "No, that's not correct," just like Bud Crawford, Bud Crawford would not sit on 40% for 3 years. It's been on the table for almost 3 years, people. Everybody looking around talking about Earl Spence said 80-20, 80. Who give a damn? He's the only guy at 147 that's fighting everybody. Everybody. The only ones he ain't fighting is the guys that's talking about I want 50% and you offered him 40%. And that's way more than fair. And you offered it to him 3 years ago when you hadn't fought some of the guys that you got through just beating. And the 40% is out there. All he has to do is say, yeah, we could have already had a trilogy now, but nobody's holding Bud Crawford accountable for that. You see what I'm saying? So their sport is being, held back because of that. And he should already be undisputed. Look at the guys he's fought. He's fought all the top guys in 147. Ugas has 4 losses. 4 losses. The only one guy that he lost that was in the top 5, and that's Sean Porter. The rest of them guys, who are they? Name them. Can you name them? No, you cannot, because they was not up to par. But he wants 50-50. How? How is that even feasible? And why are there fans that are saying, oh, he should ask for 50? It's ridiculous. That's just going to slow up everything from happening and keep this man who's on a mission from accomplishing that, because you guys are worrying about semantics. And that should not be the focus. The fight should happen because why? The fans want it, but fans are actually being suckered in to doing the bidding of certain fighters who really ducking, like a Bud Crawford. Because like I said, we could have had a trilogy by now, but he's still crying about 10%. People, looking at Earl like, you budge. Why should he budge? He's the man. He's the lead dog out there. He's knocking down all the top competition. He doing it. Not Bud. Bud hasn't fought anybody in the top 10 yet, in my opinion. I mean, you gonna put Jeff Horn? Who else?
The great Jeff Horn.
It don't even make sense.
Man, the great Jeff Horn, man. Put some respect. The great Jeff Horn, man.
Yeah, man. Exactly. My bad.
The great, but see, let me go. See, I was on somebody's panel. Right, exactly. But I was on somebody's panel. I'm not gonna say the name of the channel, but I was talking to this brother. He actually said, Crawford make more money than Earl Spence, but Spence, Spence ain't fought better competition. I said, what world that you in? You have to be kidding me. I said, so I talked to him. I said, this is common sense. So you're going to tell me that a person had 2 belts, right? I said, how I say this? I said, he had 2 belts. So you saying that he's supposed to get more than a person that has 1 belt? That don't make no sense to me. Exactly. So he was bringing out no, I'm telling you, more common sense.
Yeah. Yeah, now check that out, bro. This guy right here is acknowledging one thing here. We talking about marvelous Marvin Hagler, who went out there and he gutted it out. He gutted out his greatness. He did it on his own. There was no things handed to him. He went out there and he took it. He fucking took it, man. You got guys out here now. Bud Crawford, a year and a half to 2 years ago, people wasn't really checking for him like that. But a year and a half to 2 years of clout chasing, Earl Spence's name has got him further than he has done in the ring. Think about it. Anybody buying his pay-per-views before? I mean, the biggest one he had was 150,000 pay-per-view buys. I mean, that's ridiculous. And then, now this fan base that appeared out of nowhere, and it appeared out of Earl Spence hate or the desire to see Earl Spence lose. These guys jump on him and they adopt him as the guy that's been knighted as the guy to go out and take care of him, But yet he won't say yes to the 40% so we can actually get it in the ring and have it, go before us, because then he'll say, well, I want 50%, but then when it gets close to that, oh well, no, Manny Pacquiao. Why are we even talking about Manny Pacquiao? He don't have a fucking belt. He's not gonna fight none of you guys. It's obvious. Mikey Garcia got that fight. They're not gonna let one of you brothers take him in there and dot his ass up and send him packing. It's not happening. You should know that by now.
Yeah.
But some people don't. Now, it's crazy to me, man, because we talking about 10% of the 40% is way more than he's ever made in his career at one time. Anyway, it's not even close. And people say, well, it is for Earl too, but guess what? Earl made that fucking pie. He made the percentage what it is. And he's offering him 40% of something he didn't fucking earn. It's better than a fair offer. It should have already been taken. We've talked to multiple champions that have been champions in the past. We talked to Freddie Pendleton. I talked to Marlon Starling. Talked to oh man, who are some of the other fighters that we've talked to over the time, man? Hell, even the good brother Hurricane Peter McNeely, man. Shout out to that good brother who trained with the Petronellis, man, in the same gym as the marvelous one, Marvin Hagler, man. Shout out to that good brother, man. Thank you so much, brother, because he came through and showed us some love, man. And it's just crazy to me the way people choose to see this when it's very obvious the way that it should go. This fight should already happen. People should be on Bud's ass saying, okay, now you up here. That's like Ugas. Ugas up at the heavyweight division. Is Ugas sitting on his ass or Ugas putting pressure on these guys? He's really trying to get the AJ fight. He's doing that harder than Bud is trying to get Earl. I mean, that's facts. Hey, man, will Usyk beat AJ? I can't say. But he going for it. And I tip my hat off to him for it, man, because that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to do that. But not. I want 50%. I want a special pillow at the fight. You know, I need 3 seats in the front row. You know, I mean, this shit is crazy, man. This fight could have happened 3 damn times by now. Come on, people. Fans got to wise up and put the pressure on the right one to make sure that the fight's fucking happen, man.
But you know what?
If the fight happens, both of those guys will get paid with the fight.
Yeah,
Go ahead, my brother.
I want to keep on going. And this though too, and then going more in the conversation, I was talking to this other guy, and I'm saying like, Porter was a mandatory for over a year. Why he keep on turning it down? Yeah. Why he say he's my best friend? I'm not gonna fight for him. Then he want to throw at, oh, he said this. Like, no. I'm not gonna let you off a hook on this. Okay. Well, I said, well, he is a number one. I say he's number one. Why he gotta chase him? But Bud is the champion. Yeah. So I said, what is you talking about? He said he will not fight for the $2 million and Bar Aaron and stuff. But listen, we're gonna cut Bar Aaron out. We don't want to talk about this like this. I'm saying, is he willing to fight his number one mandatory? And that is Porter. Answer that question, please.
Hey, facts. And guess what, bro? Sean Porter has put pressure on the WBO to call the mandatory now. He did it. He finally did it. You know, we've been calling for this shit for some time. Remember? We talk about it all the time on our panel. We've been saying he needed to go down there and do it. Wait, my brother Watcher. Shout out to the brother Watcher as well. Man, we've been saying this for months now. He finally has done it. He got his foot on the throat of Bud Crawford, man. That fight needs to happen. They gotta stop twiddling their thumbs, man, and let's get this shit popping. It's time for him to fight some damn body. You know, if he wins that, okay, now we can say he earned the right to get in there with Earl Spence. I still don't think he got a shot to win it, but I would love to see it because to me, that fight should happen. And in my opinion, I have to say, I think Sean Porter beats him. Sean Porter beats him. I much rather see the rematch between Sean Porter and Earl Spence than I want to see Earl Spence against Bud. I think that's a better fight. I do not see Bud as being any opposition to Earl. I don't care what people can talk about the greatness and the switching and all that old dumb shit. I'm telling you what I know. There's nobody that goes in there and grinds a fight out like Earl Spence. And Bud don't do that. That's not what he does. He's a pot shotter. There's a difference. A guy that goes in there and works 24/7 in the fight, and a guy
good, dude. The matchup is good. We want to see that fight. We want to see that fight bad, and
I don't
that's
see it.
big money
I
for
don't
both
see
of
it.
them.
If it happens, if I happen, I want to see it. But I'll be honest with you, Bruce, my brother. I don't see him being the opposite.
Man,
I think Earl walks him.
this is going to go down as one of the non-fights in history, man. This fight is in demand. You know, the welterweights, they're the glamour division, and
Yes, sir.
historically,
Yes,
they've
sir.
always unified the title. Always.
Yes,
I mean,
sir. Preach, my brother. Preach.
dude. Hey, man. You know, the first time I saw it unified personally, when I saw the Leonard Hearns fight, excuse me, the Hearns and Leonard fight to unify it, and Leonard kept it unified.
Yes, sir.
It got split up again. You know, De La Hoya had it, unified it, or he had it, and he didn't unify it. Tito Trinidad unified it. And you know, it went all over the place. There were, you know, with so many titles now, I can't even keep track of them anymore, man. It used to be easy. There were two, and then three came around. Now you got
Yeah, it
four.
did.
Mhm.
And then you got the linear and
Oh
people
man.
the ring. It's a headache, you know. And the bottom line is, we all know who the best guy is in every division. We all know who the second, the third, the fourth. Everybody can make up a valid top 10 in every division in their own head, and nobody's going to dispute it. But yet we see these
Exactly.
names for these WBOs, number fives. Some guy from the middle of Europe that nobody's ever heard of that suddenly pops up. You know, it's ridiculous, and I can't follow this stuff, man. You know,
Yeah.
I used to get my news out of boxing magazines, man. You know, I used to buy 6 or 7 of those every
Yeah.
single
Yes,
month, and
sir.
that's the only way to get your news. And you know, it was usually 2 or 3
Man.
months behind, but boxing was on television,
Hey,
but
bro.
it wasn't like it is now. And there was no way we could sit down and just chop it up
Yeah.
like we do today.
Yeah, and
Exactly,
so
man.
right,
Man, you must
and
have an awesome collection built up.
You know, man. The thing was,
And that's the
I
thing.
never collected them.
Like you
I used to just drop them off or give them to somebody else to read. I
just
read
get
them a
them.
dozen times. I
Yeah.
just found a couple the other day, man, from 1992, and I'm looking at the ratings in there, and the heavyweights alone, man, just off the top of my
Man.
head, you had Holyfield, you had Tyson in there, you had Razor Ruddock,
Man.
Larry Holmes, you had Tommy
Woo,
Morrison,
man.
you had Lennox Lewis, you had Riddick
Johnny
Bowe.
Tucker,
Dude, oh
Ken
yeah, man, it was.
Witherspoon, Ray
I'm looking
Mercer.
at these, and it's like, wow, man, look, these guys would chop through any of these champions today, man. They'd blast through them almost any. Ronaldo, and then you go back a few years, you know, the Ronaldo
Snipes.
Snipes,
Yeah.
Coetzee, Mike Weaver,
Oh, Snipes.
man.
Yes, sir.
Any one
Woo.
of them, man. Larry Holmes, I didn't even mention him because he was the best of them all,
Oh
man.
my God.
Dude,
yeah,
it's like that's
Yes,
why
sir. Yes,
that's why
sir.
I'm so disgusted with this garbage
yeah,
today.
yeah,
When the heavyweight champ he fights a bum, the other guy that's got the other belt, he doesn't come around for a year and a half. You know, how the fuck can we respect the heavyweight champion of the world when at one time the heavyweight champion of the world was the top athlete of all time, man? Dude, you go back and ask some of the cats from the old days.
Big fact.
The top
yeah,
3 sports in the world: boxing, horse racing, and baseball. And the heavyweight champ of the world was the top
Yes, sir.
dog out of all of them, man.
yeah.
Top
Got you.
dog, man.
Yeah,
Man, Bruce
Clarence.
Gold's coming through with the fire, boy.
Yeah, but we want to get Clarence in the piece too,
Yeah,
and
bro, Clarence, my man.
basement.
For sure, man. I'm gonna go eat anyway, guys. I'm gonna be listening in, so you just keep talking. I'm gonna be listening.
Oh man.
Okay,
You got any questions?
thank you.
You just
Hey,
shout them out.
hey, awesome.
All right.
Yeah, man. Awesome, brother Bruce Goes, man. We enjoy you, my brother, for sure.
Go.
I'm gonna be
Yes,
here.
indeed.
So, all right.
Bruce
Thank
Goes.
you.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta,
Brother
y'all,
Beck.
y'all have, y'all
Yeah,
have to
man.
pardon me,
That's
cause
awesome.
yeah, y'all gotta pardon me. The whole this whole conversation, you know, is kind of touchy because as we're speaking about all this, I just got Marvin coming across my head, man.
Yeah, I
It's
know
just
what you mean.
Yeah,
I know
man.
what you mean.
Marvin was the kind of guy that kept boxing straight, man. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel Marvel. I feel Marvel would not like what's going on right now. He wouldn't like it. Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, and he wouldn't sugarcoat
No.
it neither.
Because
He gonna say
first
what's
thing
on his
you
mind.
He's gonna say these guys need to
Yeah,
fight, man. You know,
yeah,
even Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson really doing his best to try to formulate some of these fights, man. You know. Maybe Mike Tyson need to try his hand at some promoting. He got
Yeah.
a
That
flair
would be
for
cool.
pulling these guys to the side and say, look here, man, look, man, like he was trying to tell Javante Davis, man. It's one of the best talks he ever gave, man. Shout out to Mike Tyson for that, man.
Yeah.
It gave me a whole newfound respect on the dude, man. He said, look, man, you guys can make a lot of money together, man. What you doing, bro? Talk to them. You guys need to get together. Y'all can do this. He's like, man, they ain't my friends on it. You're like, hey, you can do business together. He's trying to let the youngster know, man. You get you in all your feelings, but you missing the bag, bro. It's a whole bunch of bags to be got right here if you
You
play
know
this
what?
shit right.
Javante's not to make excuses. He's still young. Um, he
Yeah,
doesn't understand and see what Mike is talking about, but eventually he will. He will,
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
you got to help out each other like Ali and
yeah.
Frazier did. You know what I mean? You have to help out. We're not saying you have to go to somebody's
Exactly.
house for a cookout, but we're just saying, you got to help each other out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all right,
See, and
brother
that's what we be
Basement?
talking about how we be doing.
Brother
That's
Basement.
like we be talking
Yo,
about how guys
yo,
get together. So basically, on
well,
all right.
All right. Anything you want to add on, bro?
I just came back. I had to go get something to drink. Wow,
Oh,
my
okay.
mess.
Oh, you just add. Yeah, I guess he could just add anything on. We just talking about Marvin and the state of
Oh,
boxing, and we were just talking about Mike Tyson, how he was giving Javante Davis on advice about the guys he needs to fight, and how Javante says
Fighting these guys,
they're
man.
not my
Yeah,
friends and all that. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah. He was putting them on game, man. And then on top of that, man, he recognized Javante Davis as his favorite fighter in all of boxing. Now just imagine that.
Mm.
This is Mike Tyson right here.
Yeah.
You
Oh
however
yeah.
you feel about him. One thing about Mike though, Mike was he was a killer for a number of years. His
But
mentality was right. I mean, he was sharp, he was
yeah.
focused, and
Yeah.
he was dialed in, man. He was one of the toughest
Yeah.
guys that you can meet in the ring, man. And
Yeah.
for
And
him to
also
pick him out like that, but
right,
I kind of
exactly.
could
And
see it.
so
Yeah, go
right,
ahead, bro.
also he was an excellent student of boxing. High IQ, knows the history of boxing. And a lot of people do and even
Mhm.
Roy Jones said about it, that Mike Tyson knows
Exactly,
stuff.
and
I see.
that's yeah, and that
That's
gives so much more credibility to him picking Javante Davis as his favorite. So that let you know that's coming from a solid source when he say that, and for him to stick his neck out like that and really try to lend something to the sport of boxing and give back to the boxing fans, man, that's amazing.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, what we're gonna do, and we're gonna have last remarks. Basement, you gonna have your last remarks. Bruce goes. I don't know you still there or not. Black Star, then Clarence, then me, and I want all y'all to stay right there and make my last remark because I want to close this out as a family. Basement, Boxing Talk, last remarks, please.
I was gonna say Marvin Hagler. That was a great man, man. That's what got me into watching boxing. Him and the great fighters of the '80s. So, salute to his family and everything. I like to appreciate you, good brother, for bringing me on your platform. So, excuse me. Everybody
Okay.
subscribe to Underrated. Hit the like button. Subscribe to Black Star Sports TV. Subscribe to Clarence McClain. Underrated. Damn, I said underrated. Clarence McClain Productions. And salute to Bruce Goes too, and everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all for having me here. And everybody be good.
Okay. All right. Bruce goes. You still there?
Yeah, man, I'm right here.
Last remarks, please.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate coming out here and to talk about Marvin Hagler, undefeated man, a Black Star, Basement, Clarence, my brother, Ack in the chat with Walla D. And families in here. We can honor a great man it's a sad time, and like I said before, it was a personal tragedy for me too yesterday. But just talking about this with you brothers, it gives me a warm feeling, and you know. Marvin Hagler he was a great guy. He was a real brother, a solid boxer all the way, 100%, man. God bless him, and God bless the family. Thanks for having me, man. Peace.
Appreciate it. That's good. Great, great, great. Black Star TV, last remarks, please.
Hey, good brother. Yes, man. Thank you for having me come through, good brother, and be able to put my little 2 cent in on tribute to the good brother, marvelous Marvin Hagler, man. Man, so much to the sport of boxing, means so much to the future of boxing, man. And any young fighter that's aspiring to get into this business, to get into the fight game, and really go out there and compete, and wants to be a champion, man, you must go back and look at all his fights. Listen to his interviews, man. Check into the psychology of this man and what made him so great, and watch it play out in the fight. I tell you, you will not be sorry, and you will definitely find a plethora of things that you can acquire and try to emulate to make yourself, to equip yourself to become as great as this fighter did in the past, man. And if you take that with you, you go out there with these guys out here with all this old sissy stuff that they got going, you're gonna shine. You're gonna shine on them, man. That's 100% sure. And like I say, shout out to my brothers, man. Baseball Boxing Talk, Clarence McLean, the underrated one, the #1 grinder, man. Support these brothers, man. Hit them with a sub. Come in there and check them out, man. Post their stuff. Pass the word out, man. These guys grind hard, man. They out here trying to really get it and build their platforms. And in the meantime, in between time, come check out your brother Black Star Sports TV 2 out, man. Help me build myself back up from ground zero, man. My stuff got snatched and everything, but hey, we out here. We're going to keep grinding because we don't know how to do nothing else. So support us, and we appreciate you. We're going to keep trying to give you great content, man. We got some great stuff coming up in the near future, especially my good brother, Underrated One, man. He got, man, I should say the name, but I'm going to let my brother tell you that. But there's some stuff coming up in the future that you're going to definitely want to see, man. It's going to be awesome. So come make sure that you hit that notification bell and keep an eye out because it's coming. Thank you.
Man, Black Star, you ain't have to blow me up like that, man. That's messed up.
Hey, Black Star, you ain't nothing but a snitch.
Yeah, you're a snitch, man. You're a brother snitch, man. We're gonna talk about that in a few minutes, man.
I ain't say no names,
you
bro.
Snitch, man.
I ain't say no names,
You're
bro.
a dirty snitch. Yeah, you did. You snitch, man.
Hey,
All right,
yeah. You gonna have to mute his mic.
Right. Yeah, we had to mute your damn mic from now on. Fuck that. All right, yo, Clarence McLean, last remarks, please.
Oh, first of all, I want to say thank you, my brother, Underrated One, for always having me on here. Shout out to all my brothers on here. Black Star, Basement, love y'all. Man, I just want to send my condolences to Marvin Hagler family, wife, children. Man, it's a big loss, tragedy. We love you, we miss you, and a lot of these fighters today can learn a lot from you. There'll never be one like you, and if it is, it'll be a while from now before we see it. And rest in peace, brother. And one day we will see you soon. Subscribe to everybody that's on here, man. Check me out, McLean's Promotions on Facebook. No Doug Zone podcast coming to you real soon. Be patient. Me and my wife, we got some things cooking. We putting some things together. We're about to make it happen.
All right, stay right there. I want all of us to close this out. This is the second day in a row that I had we talk about Marvin Hagler. I mean, we, not me, but we did. And it still stungs. And let's learn from this great man. And like I said, I'm gonna say certain things that I said last night. And I'm not gonna be apologetic to say this. There's nothing wrong to support a boxer, a champion that looks like you. Everybody has done it in a race except us. There are still some people who still have a problem with it. But also, he is a people's champion. And then we got we got a bunch of old fanboys and young fanboys. You need to get a life.
Yeah.
Y'all need to really get a life. Do not tell us who we supposed to celebrate. You don't have that right. You don't. So y'all need to cut it out. Because on this platform and Black Star platform, Basement platform, and Class of Clay, we're going to support who we want. We're going to support who we want to support. That means to us. If it's a black man, so be it. Get over it. Because when y'all celebrate your champions, we don't say nothing about it. And also, we're
not going to support nobody who don't support us.
Right, exactly. That's how it's gonna be. That's how it is. So I want you to go support Clarence McLean. He do Facebook and stuff. He got great stuff coming. Brother Basement, he got great stuff coming. Black Star, he got great stuff coming. And what Black Star did, he twist my arm. And I'm going to say this and everything. I will gonna have something special coming up. Then the brothers know. Only brothers going to be on that panel that night. I'm letting you know right now. So the ones that you're seeing, those are the ones that's going to be on the panel that night. That was going to come, and it's going to be momental. It's going to be special.
Yes.
And I would advise y'all to invite a lot of people. Oh, go ahead. What?
Underrated. I just want to say one thing.
That's must see. I tell you, bro.
Hold on. I want to say one thing if Basement can hear me. This is one thing I should have said when you told me to make my last remarks. I wanted to just congratulate him on, the whole patch thing, man. We were proud of you, brother. When we seen that, we all made it. It wasn't just one person. We all made it, man. So I had to salute you on that, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And also,
shout out to Demonte Clark.
And also let's celebrate that we did the Charlos this past Monday. That's big for us too. So
and we're getting ready. We're actually getting ready to do it again because after I got off with y'all, I had text him and he texted me back. So we're gonna all set it up when we all be on there.
Yeah. So we gonna do big days, but I'm saying there is gonna be a surprise. Gonna be very soon on my channel, and I'm gonna put it out there again. Only the brothers that you see on the panel, those are the ones that's gonna be on the panel, not nobody else. Now, in the near future, I will not have no problem with that. So I'm putting it out there. Only the brothers is going to be on the panel that night. That's how it is. So on behalf of my channel, The Underrated Darkness, yours truly, the #1 grinder. My grind never stops. The best of the business, that's who I am. One of the best catch secrets on YouTube. Brother Basement, Brother Black Star, Brother McCain. Until next time, please be safe out there. Travel safely. You know how to climb it out there. Make sure you get safe to your destination and also at home. All right? Protect each other. Till next time, this one is Ghost.